Sorry, I made a mistake. It should be in there now.
Okay, now? Oh. Wow, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Hello? It's okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's not me, it's machine who is changing all this. So, I'm very happy to have a little time with you all here for a little while. Actually, I don't know what really to say to you. But in my case, what I can say today is that we all are human beings. We are living in the same world. We are in the same kind of universe. And it is very important to realize we all that we are very close to each other. We are as a one family. And it is our responsible to think about the futures. To think about the future of our own home, which is our world. Just not the main thing, it's not just a home, but our own self. To think what is really benefit for us, what is really make a sense for our life. In that case, the question is, what we're really looking for the life, what we're really looking for. In that sense, I think it's important to really to think about how much is important to live together happily, to have a peace, and to be a responsible. It means my own happiness, my own benefit is depend on other. Like I'm living in a small village, so to have a good atmosphere in my village, it depends also how much I have a good relation with my neighbor. So in a sense that we all are responsible of our own benefit, of our own, the happiness and everything. In that case, it is very important really to develop the human heart, the kind heart, the open heart. How we can really trust others, how we can really make more close to each other, that we have no any kind of fears with people, they have no any kind of tension with the people, that we feel very free and open and trust and everything to each other. This is how we can really think about it, because we are living in a one big world. Like as America, it's a very big nation. I cannot imagine, even for one state like Texas, how big it is. But the thing is, when we think about it, then we have to know that if this is big like that, then we have a big responsible. How we can save this world, how we can really live in a very healthy life and a happy life and all. So for that sense, we all are responsible each other. The good of future is now, it depends on us. It's our responsible. Either we think about saving the world, taking care and responsible of all the environments, how we can really save the pollutions and all this wasting the things in our life that we don't respect. For example, like I go to McDonald's, how many paper we throwing? Just by one small, I take just one cup of tea and maybe one snake or something. With that, how many packets are there? And as it is free, I took a bunch of, how do you call this?
Napkins.
Napkins. Because it's free. You see, I make already one vested. It goes very easy. So like that kind of thing, we really have to be very, very concerned with that, be mindful with that. We don't wait. Things will change from outside. Things will move from outside. We have to think from ourselves that how we can really be responsible and how we can really be put into the action that can really help to change the world. In the same way, innerly when we're talking, as an American, you are a rich country, you're a big country. So we don't have really problem with the material things, financial things, more or less, I can say. But what we need is really happiness inside. How we can really have a good life, how we can have a happy life, how we can have a... We are in a big country, at the same time we are very alone. We have become very individual. Because of not trusting others, because of not having kind of good knowing each other, we are fear to know each other. So we know when we go into the public transport, either we go in a bus, either we go in a metro, everybody is engaged, either with the paper, either with music, either with the telephone. They don't want to know who is in front of you, and just to have some kind of smile one time. It changed everything. That's how we live, that we really make ourselves very small world in one sense. That we are scared of others, we are fear of knowing each other. That we don't know if I have some problem, if I have something to say, I don't know to whom I can say that I can trust. In that sense. So, in that sense, I can understand that there's something that we have to really work within us, within our mind. For example, like positive thoughts. Be a positive person, thinking in a positive way, talking in a positive way, reacting in a positive way. This changes a lot in our normal life too. Once we have that kind of view, seeing everybody is one's own family, that we are in a one single world, that we are living together and having some kind of very close together, close each other, open-hearted, then this becomes very easy. That we don't put oneself as important than other. And trying to develop that kind of positive attitude, positive thinking, positive attitude. When we say, oh, I went to my office, I went to job, everybody is terrible, they are too much. The way we sing is also the way I am. That myself also, I'm not good that time. That I can see in a bad way. Good and bad that we say as a person is depend on in which point of view you are and how you see the thing. The person who is really easy, naturally positive, for him, he can see quite positive way. Not that hard. So the other person which is in front of you that you are going to communicate or whatever, it's all depend on the way how you see the person, the how you react the person. No matter, everybody say that person is terrible. It's very violent or very aggressive or whatever. Even that person which everybody hates, if yourself to deal with that person in a positive way, the value of the positive thoughts and the attitude is priceless. It can change everything. That if from your point of view, if you see in a positive way, if you talk in a positive way, if you handle in a positive way, even the person who is really negative or whatever that we can consider and judging, is not completely negative in a sense. That he can also respect the quality of the positive thoughts, the kind thoughts, the kind way of reacting to the things. There is no price in that sense. Once we don't understand that the solution is more or less within us, in our attitude, in our way of thinking, then it is like America with Mexico. We are making big wall. Big wall. This is stupid in one sense. It's not the wall that can really give you protection. It's the person, the heart. That has to change. That has to understand the value of positive and how much is important to build the trust, each others and all. The reason why we are making this is through the fear. That we don't trust. And we have fear. So if you change your own attitude of thinking, that how really we can make a friend. If we understand that even the immigration people in America, they help a lot for the money. Their job is more cheaper, no? You can gain a lot of money from there. I'm sorry, I'm talking politics, no? But in one sense, really we have to understand that. Don't start your life. Don't open your eye with the fear. Build the confidence, build the trust, be friend, and really develop the positive thoughts and kind thoughts, that how we can see everybody as part of our family. In one sense, we are all human beings, and we all have that kind of really desire, how to be good, how to be, to be good and happy and all. So we all have that. So instead of thinking how we can really accomplish that desire that we have, if we go through the fears, then it brings the distractions. So that way, how the Dharma taught that good and bad is not outside. Good and bad is within our mind. It's not outside. When you see the flower doesn't say, hey, look at me, I'm beautiful for you. It doesn't say that. Same thing if there's ugly things, he don't say that I'm here to show you how ugly I am, to make you feel bad or something like that. It is only us, how we see the thing. And the human beings, they have this big desire, big ambitions. You go to the forest, you see flower, you pick up and you say, this is for me. You bring it home. You see the birds, you catch the bird, you put in the cage and you put for you. Go to our garden, you can see what you want is beautiful flower. If there's a grass growing, you say, no, this I don't like. You're taking out. This is not nature. This is how we destroy the world. This is how we bring the fear towards the other. and all. So if we realize that everything is in one world and we all have this responsible, and best way to approach is how to really start our life, how to open our mind with this kind of approach that we are really close each other as a friend. Nobody think, today I'm going to job and I will go to hurt this and that person. Nobody has this at all. Where he's going, what he's doing is just to do his own service that he is supposed to be responsible. And when we do that kind of responsible in the society, when our idea is too rigid and egoist, and what it happens is it brings the tension, because everybody has to be done like my way. Everybody has to talk in my way. Then this is not liberty. This is not freedom. This is force. Through that way, it brings the tension, and same way, problem between the parent and the children, problem between the teacher and the student, problem in the society. Everything comes because of that kind of too strong and a rigid idea about self, that it has to be in that way. It has to be taught in that way now. So how it's possible to think everybody has to do like me, everybody has to say like me? It's not possible. Everyone has a right to think, to do, and to accomplish. So this right comes once really work with our own mind, our own ego. Ego doesn't mean 100% negative. Ego has this kind of power really to do either in a good way or either in a bad way too. Without ego, there's no force, there's no strength, there's no potential. Only depends where you put that potential, in which way you put, either in a good way or either in a bad way. This is how it makes the peace and happiness. In my sense, it doesn't mean this is my way of thinking. According to my own experience of life that I've gone through, life is not what we want. There is the 50% which is not depend on us at all. There's a 50% we can think, I have to do, I can do in this and that way, I can accomplish this. So if you give this 50-50 right for yourself, 50 for the other circumstances, then it make you more easy. If you put all 100% is me, that my way, in my way of doing and all, then problem comes. Okay, so thank you very much for just talk a few words like that. I don't know. This is on my own concept. It's my concept. It's nothing to do with anything else. I'm old guy, so as I pass through my life, high and low and different ways. Sometimes I see sometimes I see sun rising, some I see the moon is coming, sometimes I see raining, storm, and so there's a many stage of life that I go through. So this is my way of how I understood as a life and like that. So thank you for listening, and I'll make prayer for you all that may world is in a protect, environment and everything is in a protect, is safe, and all the human beings in a happy and peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lama Tenzin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So we're going to have about 5 minutes. We're going to do the curtain. It'll take about 5 minutes to drop it. It's a very slow process. The Sunday people and I will be in that room, and the retreatants will remain in this space.
And the retreat will continue once the curtain is down. Hi.